Welcome to the Low Rent, No Rent Horror Review.
The show where we watch horror movies from Netflix, Crackle, or wherever you can get them that you might see and say, why is this a movie? Did somebody lose a bet? Should I just watch Buffy again?
We'll tell you if it's worth the money.
Well, it's pretty much worth the money, because normally it's low or no rent at all.
And you're already paying for Netflix. You might as well watch the movie.
This month is Cabin in the Woods style horror movies. So, enjoy!
We watched Leprechaun Origins, the 7th of the Leprechaun movies.
Technically, it's a reboot. Leprechaun Origins, according to Wikipedia, is intended...
Which is right, always.
Yep,
right, always.
Wikipedia cannot steer you wrong. It once told me Prince was currently sucking a bag of dicks, so I know everything on there is true.
Prince is going to be so mad if he sees this.
And Prince is never going to see this.
No. Wikipedia told me he's afraid of the internet.
Leprechaun Origins, okay, it's a 7th installment in the Leprechaun series. It's a reboot that felt nothing like any of the Warwick Davis.
Yeah, because now it's Hornswoggle from the WWE's movie, but it's not.
Right, it's not his movie because he has no lines. No
not
lines.
A one.
The Leprechaun never speaks. It's supposed to be a darker take.
Yeah, it's a lot edgier. I don't think there was a single joke in the whole movie. There was no Prince eating a bag of dicks, that's for sure. It was an origin story, but basically it sets up that there's this town that they're going to on their last, it's 4 college kids, they're going on their last vacation, their last weekend vacation in Ireland.
They've been on a trip in Ireland,
yeah.
It's their last weekend. One of the girls is a history buff, and she wants to go to this sleepy little town and learn about historical Celtic things. The other friends are kind of, especially her dick boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
he's not about this. I think he wants to be in Temple Bar in Dublin, drinking it up.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
It's the tourist part.
Not in a sleepy little town,
he wants to be partying.
Which leads us to a local going, hey, have you heard of these rocks of the gods in this cave that's not in your brochure or that book on this town, but it's really cool, and I'll take you there for free. But the only catch is...
7-hour hike, one way.
Yeah.
It's a 14-hour hike to get to these stones that he says are possibly the birthplace of Celtic civilization. Bullshit.
Hey, by the way, he offers this, it's going to take a whole day and night, basically, and he doesn't bring up money once, or why he's doing it, other than, hey, I'm glad you like our small town. That should be a red flag. If anyone...
Red flags, red flags, red flags. 7-hour, it's like old man in a bar drinking in the middle of the day. Red flag. He's eavesdropping on your conversation. Red flag. He says it's a 7-hour hike. Red flag. He asks for no money. Red flag. He says he has a cabin in the woods you can stay at. Red flag.
Yeah, hey.
Also, on the way into town, their ride refused to take them any further past these mystical-looking stones.
Which, let's be honest, anytime a fucking cabbie doesn't want to take you somewhere, you probably shouldn't go there.
That is the biggest red flag.
Cab drivers tend to go to seedy kinds of places. They're seedy people. If he doesn't want to go there, how bad is it? How bad is it if the person driving you won't take you there?
And the person who let you ride in the back of his pickup truck with no safety, like he's not a safety-minded guy.
But charged you money, by the way.
Right.
Gave him a whole wad of bills. But this other creepy fella who's drunk in the middle of the day offers to take you on a 14-hour hike for free. Not a single mention of money. All you gotta do is get in the truck with his son and go up and stay the night, because we'll do it in the morning at his sleepy little cabin with a lock on the outside.
And at this point, we'll put in our spoiler alert, go no further in case we say something, but who gives a shit because it's Leprechaun Origins.
Honestly.
It is a typical Cabin in the Woods story. They took the plot that is in every single Cabin in the Woods. We're stuck out in the middle of nowhere. All they did was insert Leprechaun into that. It's the exact structure.
We're not trying to shit on you, Leprechaun Origins. It's just, you took what was good and had Warwick Davis and then replaced it with a fucking zombie monster that had, like, it looked like he had a bag on his face.
Right.
Plus, just...
Also, you said it was an origin story. It said the name of it is Leprechaun, Origins. It was not actually an origin story. At some point, they did mention, like, how they awoke the leprechaun. There was a gold mine in this town that they were mining, and then they started being attacked or what have you. But that's not the movie. Like, that would be, if you made Leprechaun Origins, the movie should have been
about that
gold mine and the town's first attacks. And actually, I would have been very interested to see that, seeing some Irish folk dealing with a leprechaun for the first time. But this is a story.
As a matter of fact, just stop watching this and just watch Grabbers, another Irish movie.
Grabbers is really good.
Yeah, we'll do that one eventually.
But yeah, so it's just like, but they, instead of doing a true origin story, they inserted these American tourists and did a cabin in the woods kind of tourista xenophobia thing.
Yeah, because they're setting them up. The creepy man from the bar takes them out to a cabin he has, locks them inside, and they find out that night because they're going to feed the leprechaun. They're trying to satisfy the leprechaun. The leprechaun doesn't eat anyone in the whole movie.
Yeah.
It just kills them and leaves their body there.
There is a point where the old man says, like, he gets to the cabin and the kids have escaped, and he knows that the leprechaun hasn't gotten them, and he says, oh, it hasn't fed yet, our town is in danger. But it never feeds. It kills these people and it never eats them.
Has no desire.
This guy is very concerned about having all four of the kids eaten. Yeah, but there are already, at one point, there are 4 people who are dead that the leprechaun could eat.
Yeah,
but he doesn't eat them.
Because he even says at one point, he says, oh, I need all of you alive. An Irishman has already been killed, so he only needs 3 of them. So shoot the fucking one that's acting up. I don't know. But even it opened with what felt like, I thought we were almost watching a sequel to Ghost in the Dark, because you hear a tiger sound and 2 people get chopped down.
Roar!
Roar! Tiger sound!
Kind of reminded me of Lost World and Jurassic Park when the raptors are hunting in the tall grass.
They're running through ferns. I don't even know if Ireland has ferns like that.
I think it does. I don't know.
Like plains of ferns?
I don't know.
Fucking fine. It just, there were no jokes, and you're not making when you.
It's a reboot, and one of the quotes on Wikipedia was that it's darker and supposed to be more horror than the Warwick Davis ones. And here's the lesson: darker doesn't mean better.
No. Also, put some goddamn light sources in your movie, because it was dark as shit.
Yeah, I mean, darker literally.
Yes.
And darker tonally, like, doesn't make it better. With Leprechaun, without it interacting and being a leprechaun, it was just a monster. It's not...
Because you didn't make up Leprechaun's Leprechaun origin. They're a mythical creature that talks and wants their gold back. If you made them up, and it's fine, you made them up, but you took something that already exists. It's like, all right, I'm going to take Bigfoot, and I'm going to turn it into a flying succubus monster that sucks people's life forces. All right?
Well, it's like, even at the end of the movie, our last survivor, she says, like, fuck you, Lucky Charms. and kills the thing, because you know that's going to happen in the movie.
Yeah.
But... I don't know why she would have said fuck you, Lucky Charms, because he certainly didn't remind me of Lucky.
Well, the only reason...
Other than she knew that he was a leprechaun.
Which, and the whole plot is that there's these rock stone things that stop the leprechaun from getting out, which is bullshit, because then how are you going to have another movie unless people keep going to this sleepy-ass town in Ireland that a taxi driver won't take you all the way. How do they get food delivered? How does things get delivered into this town if no one will go past the rock barrier thing?
I think the people in the town have to leave it, but it also doesn't make sense why. At one point, they do ask, like, why are we still here, kind of thing. The son of our main bad guy asks kind of like why we're still here, and he's like, oh, you gotta stand your ground. It's like, no, you don't. If your town is being ruined by a leprechaun, and if you were just to move 15 minutes by foot...
Yeah, it was a 15-minute walk by foot.
On the other side of some stones and be safe, and you wouldn't have to sacrifice tourists to satisfy it... Why would you not do that?
It's not like...
They already moved, and the funny thing is, it's not like this is even just like the home that they've always had, because they had a house, the gold mine is now collapsed, it's gone. They had the house that they take the kids to was their house when the gold mine was active.
Yeah.
And I got a text message in the middle of this.
That's fine.
Text messages, they happen.
It's called low rent, no rent horror, for fuck's sakes. We're low rent too. Alright?
So,
that's why we're not shitting on you too much, Origins. You tried, but you couldn't.
I watched you.
We enjoyed it, kind of. I fell asleep 12 times.
How many times did you fall asleep, Tim?
I fell asleep 12 times. 12 times. There was no interaction. It felt like there was a... Did you ever see Pumpkinhead back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
It felt like the Pumpkinhead creature was chasing people through tall grass because that's what a leprechaun looked like.
Right.
Didn't have tiny shoes. I have a leprechaun suit. Doesn't look like that.
It's like a beast. We've got a few questions. At the end, there's some gold coins that the girl grabs and uses to distract the leprechaun. Would you... she does not take the coins. She leaves them. Would you take those gold coins?
Fuck yeah, because the leprechaun can't go past the rocks. I would take the gold coins and literally, like, wipe parts of me with them and, like, wave them in its face because it can't go past the rock.
I would not take the coins because if that thing figured out how to get past the barriers, I would not want to be held to those coins, even though it's confusing to me that the leprechaun, they had to satisfy the leprechaun by feeding it people, not by giving it back its gold. Because normally that's the thing, you give it back its gold and that's the end, but no.
Also the Warwick Davis ones established that he was magical. These ones are just feral creatures. With those gold coins, I would just hire Blackwater to escort me around and just have bodyguards with machine guns. He's not magical.
Another question. Would you go on a 7-hour hike?
With a strange old man that's getting drunk in the middle of the day? No. No one should do that. No one should ever... If a strange man drinking in the middle of the day offers to take you on a 7-hour hike, the answer is always no.
And looking at this movie, from the perspective of who is supposed to be the star, granted, in all its billings, it has Hornswoggle.
A wrestler fella. How disappointed you have to be to not even have your face in it or even have a single line? Like, is he even a SAG actor at that point?
I think so. I don't know.
Because I thought you had to have lines.
Honestly, like, he has top billing, but really he's like a featured extra.
if that, he's... You could have had that same part played by a trained Rottweiler wearing a costume.
It could have just been a creature effect.
It could have been a puppet.
You know, because I'm sure it was him in some kind of suit.
Like motion or something.
It could have easily been just pieces, because you never saw the whole creature.
No, you didn't.
You saw its face or you saw a foot. It was, for him, it was not a star-making vehicle. WWE, why did you make this movie? Because they did. They made this.
Yeah, they made it with the guy that I think plays a leprechaun, who I'm assuming doesn't play a scary, eat-your-fucking-soul leprechaun. No. He plays a comical, wears a green suit, but I'm so exasperated over Leprechaun Origins. You took everything that was great about having a leprechaun get high and Leprechaun in the Hood or Leprechaun go in space and replaced it with some kind of weird creature that eats people in Ireland like he's a
Or
rapper.
a leprechaun pogo someone to death.
Yes. Or put the...
You know,
just go watch the other
there's
Leprechaun
a lot
movies.
of good leprechaun stuff, guys, and bring some laughs with leprechauns, or at least have them talk. What do you give this, Tim?
I give this 20 out of 100.
I give it a 3 out of 10. So
I'm bad at math.
what is that, like 2? I don't know what that is out of a 5 scale. You can do the math.
I did 100 this time. I didn't even do a 5. I did 100.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like below. And if you want to see more, subscribe somewhere up here. And if you didn't like it or you want to leave a nasty comment about the shirt I'm wearing, feel free to do so.